Hello, everyone. You're listening to Homebrew. Today, we're joined by Wil Rowland, who just released his debut album, Alaska from the Sofa. Thank you for being here, Will.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Of course. The first thing I want to ask is, how did the whole sofa thing start?
Um, yeah, my friend Will, who plays on the EP with me and who's on the sofa next to me in all of the videos, he had been kind of haranguing me about getting some music out for pretty much like 3 whole years. And he was, last January, he was gearing up to move to Alaska.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was kind of like it's now or never. And so I had two of those songs like fully completed, and then we worked on the third one together.
I've been told recently that sitting on a couch or a sofa when you're facing forward tends to make you more confessional. Same with car rides or even
Okay.
confessions in churches. Did you notice that you became more open lyrically when you were on a sofa?
Um. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. It was funny
It's
because
pretty
like
cool.
we're sitting facing each other on the
Yeah.
sofa, so in that way it kind of felt like we kind of turned out towards the camera, and that felt almost felt less intimate turning to face the camera than like because we were working on the songs
Mhm.
like right next to each other. But yeah, I think I don't know, the whole process of like we're doing now, like sitting on a sofa and looking at a camera, is it puts you more on guard, but then also you I don't know, you don't have a lot of time to think, so you kind of just have to be in the moment, I
Hmm.
guess.
It relaxes you too.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling relaxed right now,
Oh,
but
sorry.
I'm getting there.
um, so for these songs, to me at least, listening to this, it felt like they sort of naturally evolved. So how was the writing process for these? Did you create the lyrics and try and play them, or did you just jam and they sort of formed?
Yeah, I think Off White Paint, the third song on the project, was just me and Will jamming over like 3 sessions together, and each time we'd kind of add a new section. I had like the vague idea for the lyrics, just like the main line. That's kind of the refrain. I hope you're loving everything you see, just a little less than you loved me. And Will liked that line, so we put those words, and I wrote some more to fill out a verse for that. And then we kind of found the chorus together, and he had this great idea to do the kind of back and forth that we
Yeah.
have going there, and then switch the order the second time through. The other two on the sofa, Madeline, he added a lot with the little noodling he was
Love that.
doing. Yeah, very, very cool. And afterwards is a song I wrote a really long time ago, but it was always just me playing on the guitar alone and adding he's playing a bouzouki, which is like a mandolin, but
Whoa.
like an octave down. Um, he just, I don't know, he's a great musician, so he made that song so much better, and he came up with the little refrain at the end when we're just singing on the laws, which I think is a really good punctuation
Mm,
mark on the song.
yeah. So then, next, your music is categorized, at least online, as folk music.
Hmm.
Do you see it as that? I'm interested to hear how artists approach genre.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough because like if someone asks you what your music is, you have
Yeah.
to use genre
Hmm.
terms, but I don't really want to think about, I don't know, those songs to me I think very much fit in the folk tradition, especially the acoustic ones, but the whole ambient and electronic intro I did on Somewhere and the production I did on Madeline was me very much trying to not keep it just contained to folk. And I don't really want to keep just making folk music. So, but I also don't want to use a term like indie
Yeah.
because that doesn't even that could be anything, which I guess is good if I want it to be anything. But all genre terms feel kind of tough.
Like you mentioned, I love the intro to Somewhere, by the way. I can see, was that inspired a bit by Boards of Canada?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
I
definitely.
completely got that vibe.
Also, another one that was almost on my list, the Brian Eno and David Byrne
Hmm.
in My Life in the Bush of Ghosts but that's not really ambient. But I was listening to a lot of Brian Eno when I was working on that, and I don't know. I just felt like that song. It's a pretty short song, so I wanted to give it something, and all of the lyrics are about kind of imagining a fantastic vision of Alaska where
Yeah.
he went. And I thought that the ambient section just made that more apparent, I guess.
It definitely gives Alaska vibes.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, can we talk about Somewhere? What was the production on that?
Yeah. So I wrote that song like I showed Will that song like right before he left. Like it was something I was writing while we were filming. And I just kind of had it all spring. And then I had an assignment for one of my sound design classes that was all about spatialization. So originally that song was mixed in like spatialized audio. That's not on the EP. I had to put it back into like normal panning. But yeah, I mean a lot of that stuff is like done on the ARP 2500, which is in the synth room over in Steiner. And
it's a crazy instrument too.
It is crazy.
Did you see they sell them for like $800,000?
I know. Maybe we should steal the one that Brown has.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I haven't met anyone who's brave enough to do it with me, but if you're down,
I'm definitely down.
Yeah, cool. I don't know. I think that's most of the. I don't know. I kind of like that album, that Bon Iver album, 22 a Million, I think is what it's called. Yeah, it's I read something a long time ago that was like the songs kind of feel like they appear out of ice. Like you're like cleaning off ice and you see this song and then it kind of disappears again. And I really wanted to do that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I was going for. I'm glad it works.
Yeah, I pictured driving through a snowstorm and you kind of see a song passing you.
Oh, that's great. That's ideal.
Great, perfect. I saw you posted on your story today. You had an AI analysis.
Yes.
Of the themes of your tracks. It gave you mostly sad, depressed, a little happy.
A little happy, but the ones that were happy were, I think, definitely AI being wrong.
Yeah, I almost think it should have been flipped for most of the songs.
Yeah, I agree. I think Somewhere is not. It's a little bit. I don't know. I think the whole project is pretty sad, boy. But so the AI got it right there. But the song Off White Paint is not a happy song, and that's the one that they said was the happiest.
The happy upbeat.
Happy upbeat, yeah.
Which is interesting how your lyrics can be different from the tone and the theme of your song.
Totally. I mean, I think that was what I really wanted to do with Madeline, was have this like really kind of peppy and sweet sounding song, but then all of the lyrics are kind of about someone who's like clearly going through something, and like the distance between the narrator and Madeline, the subject.
Yep. And I think the listener can take that in different ways. If they're in a good mood, they can just listen to the music.
Yeah.
If they want to focus on lyrics, that can be their
a
little bit sadder.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I'd hope that not everyone leaves listening to this EP and being like, "Oh, I'm so sad."
Yeah. Just I hate everything.
Yeah.
Radiohead says they make happy music.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, that's according to Tom York.
Okay, well then I make happy music too.
Yeah, for sure, by that standard.
Yeah, by that standard, yeah.
Now I want to go into a little bit about production. Had you produced any music before? Was this your first experience?
I don't know. I mean, I've taken pretty much most of my classes in the music department have been production focused, but the stuff that I've produced is just sitting on my computer at home. Yeah. So it's not, I don't have anything really out there. So this is the first thing I've actually seen through to a release. But I've got like probably an album and a half worth of like unfinished mixes on stuff. So I'm not totally new to it, but definitely new to the finer points of like mixing and mastering. Yeah, for sure.
And how was that? How does it feel just to like get something out there, put it out into the world? Can't change it.
It feels good. I'm very excited that I don't have to keep thinking about those songs. Yeah. You know, if you never release them, they can kind of always be better, and they can kind of always be worse if you decide to do more on them. So having them out and just being able to be like, yeah, that's what that is, it makes me very excited to do some new stuff, because by the time you finish getting an album out, you spent so much time on it that
Yeah.
you're just sick to death of the songs.
And you're a
So
different person too after you've released it. Yeah.
exactly, I wrote a lot of those songs like a year ago, so I do not feel similarly to
Yeah.
those songs. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Well, it's building a catalog is great because then you can sort of track your evolution as a person.
exactly, exactly. You gotta put stuff out there for sure. I wish I had done it earlier, definitely,
Hmm.
but I'm really happy with the project. So there's a part of me that's like, oh, it's good you waited because I don't think I would have been happy
Yeah.
if I had put something out earlier.
Do you have a favorite musical moment on the album?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good question. They're kind of, it's kind of like children. You like at one point you love them all the same. I think right now, um, uh, I don't know. I really like the guitar, the electric guitar that comes in somewhere in the middle. That kind of reversed, and um, I was playing it on a slide, but I love that sound, and I really love the sound of the break in Madeline.
Yeah.
Especially when in the halfway point the beat cuts, and then my voice really loud on the left sings Madeline. That I think is a really great moment. I'm very happy with it, and I was agonizing over that, so
Wow.
I'm happy it
Yeah.
works. I think.
So how many takes did the album take?
Ooh, on the couch, I think because of time, like we recorded all of those in one day, and it was like the day before he left. So I think we could only afford to do 2 takes or
Yeah.
3 maybe on each one.
It's the good and bad part about that. You're
Yeah,
not gonna stress when you do it yourself. You have infinite time to make
exactly.
tiny decisions forever.
But yeah, that can be crippling. I think Madeline, in terms of like getting those guitar parts up to speed, and like, there are 2 guitars and then the organ. I don't know. I think that probably took me 5 or 6 takes to get really happy with it. I like do vocals like over and over and over
Yeah.
and over
Yeah.
again. But somewhere is really easy, so I think I knocked that out in one.
Hmm. The Will who joined you,
Yeah.
moving to Alaska. How long had you known him? Was he a good friend?
Yeah, very good friend. I miss him. Miss you. You should come back. I don't know if he's gonna watch this. I doubt he will.
I bet he is. Hi, Will.
Hi, Will. He lives in a tiny house. It's like probably the width of that table right there.
Oh.
It's
What does he do?
he's working as a journalist in a tiny little town in Haines, Alaska. So a lot of the lyrics in Somewhere are based on descriptions of the town that he gave me. What was the original question? I'm sorry, I totally
Oh,
lost.
just your relationship with Will and how that.
Oh
influenced the
yeah,
music.
yeah. We've known each other probably 3 years now. I don't know. We weren't really like that close until we started living together, and then we started playing a little bit. And I was pretty scared to show anyone my music for a very long time, but he's so nice. So I showed some of it to him, and he was like, "You have to release this," which I thought was insane because I felt like it needed a lot more work. But I think this wouldn't be happening if he hadn't like really been kind of annoying about
Yeah.
pushing me to get it.
You need
get it out.
annoying people in your life.
Yeah, you do.
Exactly.
You do definitely.
So you sort of met and bonded over music.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was like friends with his other friends. He was on the frisbee team for a long time, so he was never around. And then when we moved in together is when we like actually became friends. And I think we bonded mostly over soccer. We support rival teams, so
Oh,
that was always a fun little convo. But then music really became the main thing later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see that as, music brings people together, but a lot of times I feel like people feel like they need an excuse to hang out with others. Did you sort of use music as the bridge to connect, or did you connect and happen to do music while you did so?
Yeah, I think with us it was mainly the second one. Like I think I was much too nervous. He's also very like self-deprecating about his own ability, which is crazy because I mean you've
think
heard him
the
play and
best
you've
people
heard him
are.
sing. He's great. But I was, very private about all of the music stuff I was doing. So I think it was like I built a certain amount of comfort with him, and then I was like, I can show this to him, and he won't think I'm awful
Yeah.
if he doesn't like it.
Hmm. And good to have someone who can give you honest criticism too, that
Yes.
you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, yeah, which he definitely does. But he's also just like too nice for his own good. So sometimes I think he's lying to me. But that's good.
Yeah.
Like loved
No.
ones sometimes lie to
Exactly.
each other, right?
Hmm. So you said you had more music in the works. Is that with Will or is that solo stuff?
That is solo stuff. I mean, him being in Alaska right now has made it a little bit tougher for us to collaborate, but um I put the EP not under my name because I mean it was my childhood nickname, but I put it under that name very much in the hope that we could keep
Yeah.
collaborating and it could be kind of he's Will too. So I think it kind of works. So I'm hoping very much that we can keep collaborating. But I'm working on an album now that should be out in the spring.
Would you two ever do like long distance collaborations, sending each other tracks?
Definitely. If he's still in Alaska once I'm done with school this spring, then we're gonna have to do that. I think it's just I'm working on this project by myself now, which we might be able to collaborate on, but I don't know. Just with like the school schedule and
Yeah.
his work schedule, it's very tough. Also, the time gap is like, I think it's 5 hours to Alaska,
Shit. Yeah.
which is like pretty significant. Makes it tough to
Makes
collaborate.
calling hard.
Yeah. Also, like I don't know. I don't know how comfortable he is really with recording himself, and if he has
Hmm.
a workstation he'd be sending,
Yeah.
like he'd
Exactly.
be putting it on that we could collaborate on, or if it would just be like us coming up with the song together, him recording his parts and then sending it over to me. I've just never done that kind of
Hmm.
collaboration. It is exciting though, for sure.
When you two came up with songs in the past, was it a collaborative process, or would one of you come in and bring all their ideas to the table?
Um, I mean, I think it was a mix. I don't know. Co-writing, Maureen and I were just talking about this. Co-writing is a totally different muscle than writing by yourself.
Yeah.
I think I had been doing it for a little bit longer when we did the couch session, so I had more material. Um, but Will is just getting into it, and I don't know. I really want to work with him on some of his songs because they're great. But he doesn't. He's suffering from a little bit of a lack of confidence.
Yeah.
So we need to amend
We
that.
gotta encourage him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you wrote together, were there any disagreements?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, confident.
I mean, he was. I think by the end of the day, we did Off White Paint as the last track of the day, and by that point, he had a really bad migraine, which he didn't tell me about at the time. So I was having a great time, and you could hear him in the recording. At one point, he says, at the start of that song, I say sorry because I messed up a take, and he's just like, "It's fine, let's go,
No,
let's do it."
I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is like as mean as he gets, but yeah, he didn't want to. He wanted to do the vocals a little bit differently on the. I hope you're loving everything you see. I kind of thought it should be kind of like this rolling background vocal, and he wanted it to just be like 1 to 4 times or something. And I guess I put my foot down because he just ended up doing it the way
Yeah.
that I wanted. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch out for that. I might be a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
dictatorial.
Backstab.
Yeah, yeah, backstab. But other than that, no. Um, he's just a great musician. He's very yes and motivated. I
Yeah.
would say.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So before we wrap up today, do you have any thoughts that you want a listener to keep in mind while they listen to your album?
Um, yeah. I guess I'd say. I hope they enjoy it first of all, but it's kind of like we were talking about. It's a pretty sad album. It's an album that I think if you want to take it as just sad, you can. But most of like what those songs are about are, I think they're about relationships um, of separation. You're separated
Yeah.
by distance or by time or by memory, and I think in all of those songs, I'm trying to bridge that gap a little bit. So you could view it as a sad album. I try not to, because I think it's more in writing them. I was trying to like communicate with someone or something that I felt was outside of my grasp,
Yeah.
which is maybe a little bit sad at its core, but I think there's also hope in like
Yeah, I think it's
trying.
beautiful too.
Mm.
I also like how the very nature of how you've recorded the album relates to that same theme
Yeah,
about
yeah,
having someone leave.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think that context is important, but also totally not necessary. But it's a good story for like the
Yes.
if we ever get it printed for like the back jacket, we'll put it on the cover.
Speaking of which, how did you do the album cover? Are those photos you took?
Those are photos Will took. He's a very talented photographer. The one of the kid, that's me as a little kid. But the three on the top left, and bottom right, those are photos he took. Because I think he wants to go into photojournalism. So those are photos of Alaska. Yeah, and then that was just me on Canva. So
Yep.
yeah,
That's
I
all you
guess
need.
I'm a double threat.
And then you have a music video coming out for
I
Madeline.
do,
Yes? Can
yeah.
you tell us about that?
Yeah, definitely. That was I wrote that song last fall, and my friend Mia Humphrey, who's down in Nashville right now, working as a songwriter and editor, basically. She's very talented, and she made this beautiful stop motion video, basically entirely in my apartment. And then she just submitted it this summer to the Nashville Film Festival, and it got selected. So
Oh,
very exciting.
damn.
We were down there with some real heavy hitters. I don't know. Do you know Kuko?
Yes.
Excuse me. He had a video down there,
Really?
which was like, oh wow, I'm in the same category as this guy. Well, I don't know about that, but at least nominally in the same category. So that was surreal and very much props to Mia Humphrey for doing that whole video, because it got me in a very cool place.
Yeah, excited for that one.
Yeah, that should be out, I don't know, sometime in the next like week and a half. So keep an eye out for that.
And then, last thing, do you have plans for the future aside from the music you have, and just in terms of more recording, potentially live shows?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be recording pretty much nonstop and producing nonstop. It'll probably all be in my bedroom because I have a lot of equipment in there, too much equipment probably. But that'll be for this project that I'm trying to get done by like next spring. So that's very exciting. And always looking to play more live shows. I need to. I'm not in the habit of playing regularly, so.
Would they be solo shows?
Probably. I'm gonna try to get a band together next spring to actually get this album together. But all of the people I know have really busy falls,
everyone.
so for the time being, it's gonna be me by myself and lovely friends who are willing to help out.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank
It was
you.
great to have you.
Yeah, great to be here.